All right. Are we live? I think we are. We are live. Live on Nwadei MMA for the UFC 293 recap. Okay. What are we going to watch while we're here trying to get this thing done? What are we? What happened, y'all? What happened? What is happening? Let's we're gonna get this thing started, but first, we'll put on a reaction video. We'll put on Demetrius's reaction video. Because to be honest, Demetrius is probably one of my favorite people. What's up, Lore? How we doing, man? Well, what do we want to start with first, man? What do we want to start with first? So, I'm not gonna lie to you. Our energies are a little bit low coming off of UFC 293, man. We're not the highest of highs, but we're moving along. We're moving along. About time UFC 293 is in the books. Isn't it crazy how all this happens, man? How Israel's trying to be an active champion, taking on all comers, and now he loses to Sean Strickland. Yeah, there's a few things I want to get into, but first off, how are you doing, bro? Yeah, alright, so we're gonna get right into it. First, let me go ahead and just set this thing up to the way I want it. That way I can see you guys as I talk. Alright. So, first order of business, should Izzy get the title shot? Well, let's go over everything that's happened, right? Now, short answer, I'm gonna say yes. But there's a lot more context, I guess, that we can take from this because now is he a long reigning champion, right? The second most title defenses ever as a middleweight. You know, he's gonna get a rematch if he wants to do a rematch. His coach Eugene was saying that they would take it a week later. But I think, to be honest, in my opinion, I don't know when Sean Strickland's gonna fight. I don't think he gets to decide anything right now because he just won. Usually when you just get the belt, you don't get to decide anything. Sean O'Malley is doing that, but he's a little bit of an anomaly. So I think my bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and start watching the video. I think that, yeah, Izzy's gonna get it. He's gonna get an immediate rematch. He's gonna be able to get his throne back that he lost. I don't know what really happened with him, man. I don't know what all went into this. I don't know why he didn't stay for the press conference. It seems like Izzy's getting a little bit less in tune with the media, or he's just caring about it a lot less. He's caring a lot less about these sound bites and a lot less about the casual audience, and it, honestly, it's starting to get me thinking that he's getting close to that retirement stage. I mean, he's what, 33, 34, and he's had the belt for how long now? When did he become champion? 2019? Is that when he became champion? And it's what, 2023 now. He's been on top for 4 years. He just had this crazy emotional run of a trilogy with Alex Pereira, and so you know that's obviously emotionally drained, especially leading into that fight, everything he was dealing with. So like I said, short answer is yes, they're gonna give him whatever he wants, whether that's time off or an immediate rematch. But I think that's going to be completely up to Izzy, because as of right now, the way he handled the press conference and everything, and the way he handled the loss afterwards, he still understands that his name is more valuable than the belt. He understands that this meant a lot to Sean Strickland, right? And probably less to him. Um, but yeah, I think he's going to take some time to just let everything settle down. I know he wants that Hamza or Costa fight. That's going to be a big payday for him. So I think he is going to want to get this one back. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get it back in time for that Costa and Hamza fight. So we might actually see a situation to where the winner of Hamza and Costa go and fight Sean Strickland. We might actually see that, and that interests me too. Give Izzy some time off. He fought, what, 3 times this year? You know, being an active champion like that, not only just being a champion, every fight means everything, right? And everyone's doubting you, or there's so much that goes into each of these fights. It's not like nobody knows you and you're just coming up through the ranks and you can take a bunch of short notice fights and stuff like that. Everything is on the line every single time, and the fact that he has been so active makes me feel like, yeah, maybe he should take a little break, come back, reassess the situation, and give it another go. But the people saying that he doesn't deserve a rematch, people are just talking at this point. Because if you think that Israel Adesanya does not deserve a rematch, for what? Why? In what case scenario wouldn't he deserve a rematch? He defeated everyone else in the division. Who is he gonna beat to deserve the title again? The only one who beat him is Strickland now. Pereira, who's in a new division. Jan, who is also in light heavyweight. There's nobody who's beaten him who's still in that division. There's nobody that makes sense for him to fight before he gets another title shot. You know what I mean? Strickland is that guy. What you mean by that, Hype MMA? But yeah, to reiterate my point, I do think he gets another title shot. What about the rest of the card? What y'all think about the rest of the card? Personally, for me, matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at this, huh? Wrong shit. Oh, Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. That was an absolute banger of a fight. Who the hell would have thought that Alexander Volkov was going to submit Tuivasa? Any of us? I mean, it's not like he shot or anything. He wasn't. It didn't seem like he was planning on shooting or taking him to the ground. But he said something that actually interests me. That he made a read, which obviously he's a veteran and he's gonna need to be able to do that. But he made a read to where Ty kept throwing the low kicks, which was good because on a taller guy you want to start off low, finish high, right? Ty looks more technical than ever, so this is not anything negative on Ty, but he saw an opportunity that Ty was a little bit off balance when throwing those low kicks, and so then he would catch and return with a cross, or he would eat it and take the low kick and return with a cross. As my football team scores another touchdown goal. But and the fact that he was able to make those reads in a freaking brawl or a firefight like he had with Tai Tuivasa, it's hard to make those decisions and things like that. But the fact he was able to do that, get on top, and then finish him with an Ezekiel choke, which I thought was actually a smother choke in like watching it live, that was absolutely insane. Volkov, he's right back up there, bro. He's right back up there to fight again, to lead himself into another title shot. That's going to be absolutely wild. What else? I'm a bit coping the Weasel and other people made videos analysis on why Adesanya lost this fight. Even in a rematch, not sure that he could do much better. Okay. All right. Well, if you want a little bit of an analysis, I can tell you what went wrong, Laura. I can tell you what happened, what Sean Strickland was doing that affected Adesanya so much. The fact of the matter is that Adesanya, yes, he's a counter striker. Yes, he relies on his range at times, and yes, he prefers to go backwards. But going against a guy like Sean Strickland, and if you watched the Will versus the Way, my podcast that I've recently been uploading a lot and uploading clips from and stuff like that with my boy Terrence, if you've watched some of that, you'll see that I was a bit wary on this fight. I was confident, yeah, Izzy would win, but I didn't like how everyone was doubting Sean Strickland. I didn't like how the whole theme of this fight was that Izzy's a minus 675 favorite and Sean Strickland is a plus 425 underdog. In my opinion, that's fucking ridiculous. And as you can see, now you know why. So everyone knew that the way to fight Adesanya was to pressure him, right? But nobody really knew how to do that, right? One thing is you can't respect his kicks, right? Which is what Sean did. Yeah, he ate a few kicks. He didn't eat as much to the body as I would have imagined. I thought Izzy would throw a few more push kicks, but after he got that one push kick caught, and he saw that Strickland wanted to hold on to it, when he caught it, Izzy kind of backed up against the cage, ran into the cage. He felt like, okay, he wants to catch him, so he stopped throwing all those push kicks, and I feel like that's kind of where the tide started to turn. Even before he got rocked, that's where it looked like Strickland was maybe gonna. He looked like he knew what he was doing, right? So he's coming forward with this Philly shell, which, guys, when someone's coming forward with a Philly shell, or when someone's using that Philly shell in MMA, the reason why it's not a good idea is because, one, you got to get that hand up to defend kicks, like how Demetrius Johnson was saying in all his breakdowns, right? If it's down here and they throw a kick, you have to throw it up here. So that means if they're going to the body, then like you got to make a quick read and you got to react quickly, right? Part of why Sean's so good and he's able to use it is because his defensive reactions are so quick and he rarely gets hit clean, right? But the idea when someone's using that Philly shell, sometimes you might want to actually attack that arm. One, it would have slowed down Sean's jab. Two, it would have damaged the arm, and he would have had to approach. He would have had to slow down, just walking forward, and it would have slowed everything down. But I think the biggest difference that Izzy could do in a rematch, or the biggest difference that he could have done in the mid-fight, which you're gonna see in my reaction, because my reaction is uploading as we talk right now. But one of the biggest things that he could have done was clinch. Like, if someone's walking forward on you that much, you're not going to go back the whole fight. One, without getting tired. But two, if you're actually trying to hurt someone, you can't be going back the whole time. And Izzy's fallen into that, which is why we've seen so many 5-round fights out of him, because he likes to use his range. And why not, right? If you're that long, of course you're going to be comfortable using that range. Viewfinder inactive. What does that mean? What's going on? Okay. Is my stream still good, guys? Stream still good? Okay. I think so. So I'm going to keep talking. But once someone encroaches that space, they're either forcing shots out of you or you got to move. And some of the times, Sean Strickland forced shots out of him because he was willing to bang. And he got that check hook out of him, which is where he landed that 1-2 and dropped Izzy. And then other times, Izzy would just move and he would reset, and then Sean Strickland would close the distance before he could actually think about what he wants to throw next, or before he could see an opening. And that's kind of why that fight played out. I feel like a lot of that forward pressure would have been nullified if Izzy clinched up with him, gave him a knee to the body, or took the center like that instead of using his footwork to take the center, which is a lot more tiring. So that's a little small analysis. I could break it down more in a later video. This is more just a recap video, and we'll talk about that. But Che Guevara. Okay, what's up, man? How we doing? Sean will defend the title more than 10 times and become a legend. UFC will be more profitable to see Hamza as champion than Dricus. Different levels of hype. Hamza Chimaev might be the biggest star in the UFC right now. You know, there's... Okay, aside from Conor McGregor, we're not being ridiculous, right? There's Conor McGregor. John Jones is a huge star. Izzy's a huge star. Sean O'Malley is a huge star. But to be honest, I think Hamzat is bigger than Sean O'Malley right now. At least in the world. Not in the US. I think Sean's probably bigger in the US. We'd have to see the numbers. But he's top 5 biggest stars. So, yeah, I agree. The UFC is much more profitable to see Hamza as a champion than Dricus, for sure. I think Hamza fighting in general just generates a shit ton of hype. He's fighting Costa right now, so we'll see how that goes. To be honest, I think that's a really tough fight for Hamza. You saw the way he fought that middleweight fight against Gerald Meerschaert, how he didn't come out and shoot right away because the guy has a notable ground game and because he probably felt like he could knock the guy out. Going against Costa, is he going to shoot right away against a guy that big? What if it doesn't work out? Yoel had a very hard time getting him down. Vittori had a hard time getting him down. Anyone who's ever tried to shoot on Paulo Costa, not only because he's so big and wrestling has a lot to do with size, but also because he knows how to wrestle and he knows how to grapple. He's been grappling for years. He's been training for years. Costa's just a good fighter, so I think this is going to be tough. I think it's going to really show how far along Hamza's striking has come. But yeah, Sean Strickland. Honestly, I think I don't know if he fights Adesanya next. I don't know if he fights Adesanya next because I don't know if Adesanya wants to fight soon enough. If he does, cool. I don't know if he received that much damage. He got hurt pretty bad in that first round. That scared me. Oh boy. Oh, my heart was going, man. I lost my breath for a second. I lost breath. I couldn't breathe for a second. I felt like I got hit with that 1-2. It was a clean 1-2. Nate Diaz style. Just bop bop right in the middle of that check hook. Nothing you could do about it. He caught him, and ain't no excuses. But yeah, so depending on who Sean Strickland fights next, to be honest, Jared Cannonier, he just weighed in as a backup, so they could go with him next. There's a lot of different options. And you might actually say it opens up the middleweight division a lot more because Israel's not champion anymore. Obviously, I'd rather him still be champion. Y'all know how big of a fan, Izzy fan I am. Which is why a lot of you are here today to watch me moan and groan about Izzy losing and maybe hoping to catch me in a bad mood. It's all good though. I love you guys, so it's all good. Ty will go on a bigger losing streak if he keeps fighting like this. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Lore? I want you to expound upon that a little bit more because, as I said, honestly, I thought he fought more technical than he has in the past, going against a guy like Gane, going against a guy like Pavlovich, who he didn't really have a chance to fight very technical against. I thought that this was a good fight. And if you watched the Will versus the Way, my breakdowns and predictions, by the way, are now on the Will versus the Way podcast. Occasionally, I will make a separate video for those prediction videos, but y'all should really tune in, man. We don't just break fights down, and we don't just talk about fights, but we also talk about living the martial artist lifestyle, and I think it's a real chill and funny thing to tune into. So Terrence is hilarious. He's more of a casual mindset, so you get to see me being more analytical and him being more casual and how we kind of clash off of each other. So I think that's a good idea for some of y'all to tune into that. But like I said, man, Ty, I thought he fought the way he needed to for the most part. Volkov's just a tough fucking problem to solve. A big 6'7" ass problem to solve. He's a big dude. He kicks hard to the body. I thought Ty, I thought he looked better from his last fight, but at the same time, all these people have years of more experience. Pavlovich has been boxing for years. He's been training in MMA for years. The stream is buffering. I'm gonna get right back on that, Laura. Give me a second. Let me see if I can fix this up for you guys. Is anyone else having problems with the stream? too. I'm not the one with that. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I guess my shit's tweaking. Let me close a couple things and see if that helps out. Just a second, you guys. Okay. Hopefully this is gonna help. And if y'all don't get everything I'm saying right now, y'all will be able to just watch this back, because I'm gonna go ahead and post this on the channel for you guys. If y'all missed anything I said, like I said, it'll be posted on that channel later, so feel free to go ahead and tune into that. God, man, Sean Strickland is the fucking champion. Ain't that goddamn crazy? Sean Strickland. Every dog has their day, huh? Let me look at a couple comments. Maybe I have to reply to something real quick. Okay, first, let me not get off target. Let me continue on this Ty thing. Yeah, so I think Ty looked good. I just think you can't make up years of experience in the few months that he took off, especially because he said he was focusing on strength. Focusing on strength, it's not going to make you a better fighter, right? Obviously, he was getting better at technique. We haven't seen Ty throw that many leg kicks or body shots ever, right? So he was doing the right things to get inside. It's just, you know, it's a two-man sport. It's a 50% chance you're going to lose and a 50% chance you're going to win. If you don't win, you lose. You're either first or second place, right? So I think Volkov just fought good. Yeah, like I said, you can't make up years of experience. Gon has been striking for how many years before he even started training MMA, right? I think before he even entered the MMA factory, his gym, he was fighting Muay Thai. So, like I said, you can't make up years of experience. Ty's learning on the job, as he's said many times in the past. But he's learning, which is good. I need to see him fight someone like maybe top 25, top 20. I know the heavyweight division isn't very deep, but yeah, definitely need to see him fight someone of lesser skill level, someone maybe who's another brawler similar to him, who is gonna be able to see if he's gotten better or not. In my opinion, he looked better. He just fought a guy who's much more experienced. What else? Alright, let's go ahead and look at some of these comments. I know some of y'all are waiting on my reaction video. Hold on. Reaction video. Uh-oh, it's almost out. There we go. I know y'all see this right here. Y'all can see this, right? Yep, y'all can see this. Go ahead and set it to public. Yeah. So, let me go ahead and answer a few questions, and then I'm going to let y'all go ahead and transfer over to that. I'm going to answer a few questions. I'm going to go through the rest of the card. I feel like I gave my thoughts as of right now for the Strickland, Adesanya, for the Ty, and Volkov. We're going to go over a lot more. Manel Kopp had a fucking crazy fight against that Brazilian dude, Contender Series guy. This is why rankings, man, every fight matters in the UFC. Just because they're not ranked doesn't mean they're not a cold son of a bitch. Like when Sean O'Malley was coming up in the ranks and everyone was doubting him and they were like, oh, he hasn't fought nobody and all this shit. I was still saying that the technique that he has, he can become champion. The technique that he has, he could be any of these guys in the top 5. And look what he's showing, that he can do that thing. Because rankings don't mean a goddamn thing. It's all about skill level. Rankings, honestly, is just about who got there first and then who was able to make those important wins, right? They still don't have to do most of the time with the skill level, because everyone in there in the UFC could become champion or you know, it just depends on things like that. But okay, let's go ahead and answer some of these. So sad, you have to admit that was not the Izzy we know who fought last night. Constantly on the back foot, very little forward pressure. Yes, I thought he needed more forward pressure for sure. He was going to the body a good amount, which was going to help him with the forward pressure, but I think he abandoned it a little bit. I think he attacked the head way too much. Just to elaborate on that fight, he attacked the head way too much. Sean Strickland, what he does is his head is a trap. He wants you to strike at his head. One, he's gonna eat it. He doesn't care about CTE. He's one of those people. Two, just the way you can see with all his frames, he wants you to. Like, he's gonna let you throw. It's cool. He'll catch him on the arms and stuff like that, and he'll barely get hit. If he gets hit clean, okay, maybe he'll stop for a second, then he'll keep coming forward. But what he doesn't like is the body strikes. If you go back to his Imavov fight, every time that Imavov was able to get him to back up, it was the push kicks to the body, which is exactly what Sean Strickland was using as well to back up Israel Adesanya. That lead push kick, that's just a stabbing push kick. Anytime Izzy was like, okay, I'm about to go forward, bang, teep to the body, right in the organs. All right, let me move a little bit, and it'll just keep that forward pressure, kind of like an avalanche, right? So yeah, Izzy didn't go as much forward as he needed to. Stupid ass hook when Sean threw a 1-2 very off night. I think he deserves a rematch. He might need more new skill training. I think, man, he needs a break. I think he's been focusing on fight camps too much. I don't think there's much that he's gonna add to his game at this stage of his career that he doesn't already have. I think he has all the tools. We've seen Izzy be able to dominate a clinch. We've seen him be able to clinch people up, throw a knee, and turn people out. Even if they're a wrestler like fucking Derek Brunson, he clinched him up and took care of him, right? I just think that he couldn't make the adjustments on the fly, which is something we're not used to, which is why Izzy is the champ, or was the champion for so long, right? Every dog has their day. Not to mention them fighting in the afternoon. It's just a little different. There's a lot of things that could have went into it. I'm not making any excuses for him. Sean Strickland beat his ass for the most part. It's just what it is, right? Hopefully my stream is still going and you guys are still watching it. Okay, it's better. Great, awesome. Sure, you could clinch with Strickland, but it's more riskier than even with Alex. I don't believe that. I think Alex actually, there's better pros and cons of clinching with either person. Clinching with Alex will open you up to the knees because he's gonna throw knees to the body off of the clinch, right? But Alex drops his hands out of the clinch. So once you disengage, there's your opening, which is where Izzy has caught him before, which is where other people have caught him in kickboxing, right out of the clinch. That's your time to attack against Alex. Sean Strickland, we didn't really get to see much of his clinch game, right? Sean's more of the type he'll push you up against the cage and then back up and then continue that forward pressure if he can dominate the clinch. But if he can't, then that's what I wanted to see in that moment. Just in order to, not even to damage him in the clinch, not even to take him down, but just to stop the forward pressure, a different way of dealing with that forward pressure, you know what I'm saying? Great take on the Costa Chimaev fight. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been saying that for a while. Man, we're gonna break that one down further, but yeah, I think that Chimaev this is the hardest fight of his life. I think it's even more tough than the Gilbert Burns fight, which I thought was going to be tough for him. It's going to be even just because of the size, the brutality of Costa, like the shit he does to people. He breaks people just because of that constant forward pressure. He doesn't get tired. For as big as he is, for as much weight as he cuts, he doesn't get tired either because he's always training. He's kind of like a Hamza, but more of a striking version and, a more brute force kind of guy. Hamza relies a little bit more on technique. Okay. What else? If y'all don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go through the rest of this card really quick. By the way, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know if y'all want more live videos like this, like live recaps. Where I'm also probably gonna run through this event again, and y'all gonna hear a little bit more of my delayed thoughts on the Will vs. the Way podcast. We're gonna record that Tuesday, so a couple days from now. That's just my earliest availability to be able to record that for you guys. So that's why we're doing it then, but it should be good. It's always good. I think he deserves it, but he can't turn around too fast like he did before. Yeah, being active. Yep. Stream's all good now? Awesome. Beautiful. Nice comeback. LOL. Okay, people arguing. Man, I love when you guys argue in these comments. Guys, by the way, have you guys been able? Let me just go to my channel before I get into the rest of the card real quick. Have y'all been able to watch this? Man, I think I did a really good job talking about the chance that Francis Ngannou has against Tyson Fury. So if y'all have a chance anytime in y'all's day, doesn't have to be now, doesn't have to be right after this, whatever. Whenever y'all have the chance, I think y'all should really check out this video, because not only is it one of my best edited videos, but look at the thumbnail. Come on, tell me we're not onto something here at Nwadei MMA. Tell me we're not doing the thing. Okay. Oh, wow, 30 minutes until the reaction video is done processing. Okay, let's get into the rest of this card. I don't want to hold you guys up. Okay. Volkov. All right. Manel Kape had the fight of his life against Dos Santos. They won fight of the night, as they should have. He wasn't underestimating him, man. Manel Kape, and he also had to make adjustments. He talked about having an injury going in there. I want to now the flyweight division is really having that hype. So who's the champ now? Pantoja won. I feel like that brought some eyes to the flyweight division. Moreno obviously was bringing a whole bunch of eyes. Nobody wanted to see Moreno lose, but Pantoja beat him, which just makes it more interesting, because all these casual fans who liked Moreno is like, oh, well, now there's a guy better than him who's beaten him multiple times before. This is the third time he's beaten him. Holy shit, who's this guy? Now we want to watch him fight, right? So I think it's important for Pantoja to get back in there soon. But a number one contender fight, Manel Kape versus Kai Kara-France, guys, we can see that. I can be down for that. Manel Kape looks good, man. He looked very technical. He looked like he didn't, like, sometimes you see these guys who have a lot of knockouts and stuff like that, and then you see them loading up on their shots, but he did nothing of the sort. He did nothing of the sort. He kept everything sharp. He dropped this kid, Dos Santos, a few times. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at the stats. Oh, he dropped him once. Okay. But, yeah, they were going at it. Felipe Dos Santos, I think he's going to be a bright spot for this division. He's an exciting fighter. He looked technical himself. I'm excited to see where each of these fighters go. I know Manel wants that Kai Kara-France fight. Sign me up, bruh. Sign me up. Where do y'all want to see Manel go from here? Yeah, where do y'all want to see him go from here on out? Justin Tafa, look, I kind of predicted that. Look, Austin Lane, he's a really good athlete. Used to be a football player. He's very long, 6'5", right? But there's a difference between a fighter and an athlete, Some people could just fight, bro. And Justin Tafa's one of those guys. In Auckland or in New Zealand, I don't think you're gonna beat Justin Tafa that too many times in his home country, with all his people there looking for him to give that highlight reel knockout. I feel like, especially Austin Lane, he's from Fury, actually, which is a local promotion where I stay at, actually, in Houston, Texas. You're starting to see a lot of people come out of there. Adrian Yanez came out of Fury. There's a lot of people. The person who had that very close fight with Jack Della Maddalena, the last one, he was a champ in Fury. So you're starting to see a lot of these guys come out. Austin Lane, I'm pretty sure, was a heavyweight champ in Fury. I fight in Fury myself. But yeah, traveling overseas, that's one. Going against a guy like Justin Tafa, who's going to bring that fight to you. And I didn't know how good Austin Lane's inside fighting was. That's two. I expected that to win. Tafa got it done. Man, I had two parlays that were super close, man. I had Tyson Pedro winning, the Tafa and Lane under 1.5, and then Izzy by head kick knockout. Which, obviously, that head kick knockout, that's a tough one to put on a parlay. But, man, I had, that was a close one. And then I also had, I believe, Tyson Pedro, Justin Tafa, and Tai Tuivasa winning. Oh, and I had Volkov on that last one, too. So it's like, I just needed one fight for each parlay before I won. But, Tyson Pedro had, God, he beat the hell out that dude. Anton. He beat the hell out of that dude. Anton's now 0-3. We were also right on those predictions if you guys watched the Will versus the Way. Tyson Pedro slayed him. And not only did he slay him, but then the celebration afterwards. Are you kidding me? Bruh, you... Are you kidding me? That reminds me of that one flyweight dude. The one flyweight. The one who... he beat... Who was it? Was it Matt Schnell? He beat Matt Schnell, and then he did the whole samurai shit. Cool as hell. Tyson Pedro just did that, except maybe 10 times cooler because he's a big motherfucker. And because he's just this Aussie dude just slaying dudes. Is he Australian or is he New Zealand? Or is he Kiwi? Tyson Pedro. Where is he from? Perth. Yeah, he's Australian. Yeah, so what a cool motherfucker. Knocked out the Pleasure Man. Yeah, I figured that one was going to go like that. That's good to see, too, because his last fight was boring as hell. So I'm glad, and I'm pretty sure he's going in there with the injury. So I'm glad he came out and fucking, yeah, went to work. Let me get to a couple of these questions. Regarding Ty, he just takes too many risks, and it's heavyweight. In my opinion, he should try the economical overeem. If you know what I mean, the phase after Ubering. Yeah, oh, I see what you mean. You're talking about, so you think he's taking too much damage and he leaves his chin open too much, pretty much, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's taking too much damage. I don't think, I just think it's technique, right? The more technique you have, the less times you're going to leave yourself open, right? So, yeah, maybe he needs to give his chin a rest. So if he is taking fights, he needs to stop getting hit in the head. But yeah, like you said, it is heavyweight. I thought the one thing he could have done better in this Volkov fight was to clinch him up and to strike off the break, especially with a tall guy. He was going to the body well, very well. He was going to the legs well. Clinch up a little bit and get him against that cage and look to break and catch him off the break with kind of like that brawler style, make it dirty but an intelligent dirty style, you know what I mean? That's how I thought that's the last piece of how I thought he could beat Alexander Volkov. But yeah, you might be onto something there. Because it did look like he took a shot just a little bit less good as he has in the past, right? I've rewatched the fight a few times. This is from Aaron. What's up, Aaron? I've rewatched the fight a few times. Izzy did better on the second viewing. He never stopped throwing strikes. Just fought like he was concussed after the first round. Yeah, man. You get hurt early like that, bro. It could change anyone's fighting style. Especially because he didn't see the punch. He knew it was over the top of his left hook because he reconfirmed it with Eugene Behrman. But, yeah, when you don't see it, when you're in the fight, and you get wobbled like that, it was one of those ones where he got hit and he was twisting. Those are usually the fight enders, am I wrong? Those are usually the ones where it's okay, we're calling it off after that, right? Thank God the ref gave him an opportunity to get back into it. And matter of fact, he actually went and won that second round. Am I tripping? He went and won that second round, but it looked like, yeah, man. Yeah, fuck. He just didn't make enough adjustments, man. He didn't make enough adjustments. He was trying to do what Izzy has done his whole career, and or MMA career. In the Gastelum fight, you saw him. He made adjustments. He got hit with a shot. He figured out how to not get hit with it, but how to also give damage back to Gastelum, and he almost ended up killing him in that fifth round, right? Literally killing him. That was a brutal fight, but in this one, yeah, he just didn't make the adjustments he needed to. And, yeah, the dude got him. Okay, let's go over these prelims, and we're going to call an end to this. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and watch my reaction video, because that thing is, as sick as it is, you guys love to see me in pain, so it's all good. It's all good, though. I get it. I understand. We'll share the pain together, brothers. We'll share the pain together. Okay. Alright, let's go through some of the prelims. Carlos Ulberg. Yeah, oh, they did count that as a submission, didn't they? Was the dude out? I was watching it at a restaurant, so I wasn't sure. I think I looked away after I thought they stopped it in the third round. Because I thought it was going to be a decision for Carlos, but I guess the dude went out and they called it a submission, or the dude tapped or something. They saw it on replay and called it a submission. Carlos Ulberg, he looked good though. I heard he went in there with a injury to his leg, couldn't move as well, and still was able to not get taken down by this guy who is predominantly, I believe, a grappler, and is really good with a counter right hand. Was able to stay on the outside, use his jab very well. And for those of you who don't know, a jab in those 4-ounce gloves, it feels like a rock. As light as it may seem, it feels like a rock. So he was able to use that well, get the submission victory, get this man a top 15 fight, bro. I said it after his last one. He beat Kennedy and Zejico, right? If I'm not mistaken, he beat Ihor Potiera. I thought he was going to beat him. Oh, no, Nchukwi. That's who he beat. Okay. Yeah, give him a top 15 fight, bro. It's about that time for Carlos Ulberg. Give him a top 15 fight. Chepe Mariscal won as I thought he would. Second round knockout. Okay. I didn't get to watch that fight. I got to the restaurant a little bit late. I heard Jack Jenkins broke his arm. Chepe's a motherfucker, bro. Jamie Malarkey beat Mac Desi as I thought he would. Used the one in that one. Nasrat Haqparast is back in the win column over Landon Quinones, who was on the Ultimate Fighter. He's probably not going to get another shot at the UFC after that one. Or maybe later in his career, but not right away. Nasrat, I have to go back. I actually want to go back and watch that one, see how he did, but looks like a good win. Blood Diamond lost. He's probably getting kicked. Shane Young lost against Gabriel Miranda. 13-8. He might be getting kicked. Kevin Jousset, the one who they were hyping up in some of Izzy's videos, in his training camp videos. I guess he had a couple good rounds with Izzy, and he's a welterweight, but a tall one at that. He got the submission. That's cool. All right. Well, we went through the card. Y'all have my UFC 293 recap. I did it live this time. Hopefully you guys liked this format. If y'all want me to do it in the studio, I can do that. If y'all want me to maybe record these things beforehand and then upload them afterwards, after all the editing, that's cool too. Just let me know what you guys want. I appreciate you guys tuning in. There's a couple of things I gotta get to now. Go ahead and watch the Will vs. the Way podcast, and also don't forget to tune into the reaction video, which I have now uploaded. Cara vs. Cape, who do I have? Fuck, man. I'm gonna answer this question before I go. Cara vs. Cape. Cop. Maybe not. Kai France is good, man. He's really good, but so is Cop. I got a early prediction. I'm going Kai France, but I'm gonna be honest here. It's only because I've seen more of him. So I'll go back. I'll watch Manel Cop versus Kai France. Just watching their fights and comparing their styles, and hopefully this fight gets rescheduled, and I'm gonna drop a breakdown for you. How does that sound? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But guys, thank you guys for tuning in to Nwadei MMA. I appreciate you. Sean Strickland's the new champion. What the fuck? Tune into my reaction video. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, huh? See you guys. Peace.